Happy Monday. We are continuing our 10-minute little tips and tricks going into the holiday. And today, our focus is movement. We have a phenomenal guest who is a movement expert and Nathaniel Wilkins, who's going to really talk about fitness for our older adults and really what we can do to get moving. Nathaniel, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much for inviting me. Hey, listen, I just finished a movement class with some people here in Miami.
Okay.
You know, at first they called themselves silver foxes, so now they're just foxes, right? Because they've learned how to move so wonderfully and change the sort of composition of their bodies and change the way they breathe. They just feel good, they look good, and they look forward to having an opportunity just to get the circulation going. We're not talking about these kind of workouts where you do PX 9, 9 or whatever, 10 or whatever, 90, all of these PX things. We don't want our seniors, unless they want to do it, right? Or
right.
What I call active aging adults like me. I'm 66 years young, right? So we talk to people who want to feel good, who want to be able to move the way they want to move and just have those daily activities that they like to do. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I love that philosophy. How did you, find this passion for this movement, working with these older adults and as you, say, get them active and get them going?
And you know what? We teach what we need the most. And so, for me, it had to do with my own, self-interest. That I was stiff, I was sore, I felt like my clothes were getting too big. I used to blame the clothes, too small, excuse me. I used to blame the clothes that they're getting too small when it was really me eating too much and not moving enough.
Right.
And so as fate would have it, I had some pains in my chest. I had sense enough to go to the emergency room. They kept me in ICU, and I was there for quite some time. And my first appointment to go see the cardiologist, I went to do it. And after that, I didn't go back anymore. I started to walk. I started to, drink a lot more water, going to the doctors, trying to keep track of what was going on with my life. And bada bing, bada boom, here we are.
Yeah. So how long, looking at you've been doing this for almost 15, 16 years, right?
Man, look, 15, 16 years like that, it's gone by so fast. And, I'm working on getting into the best shape of my life. I always tell people I'm in the race to reach 100, kicking and screaming and having fun. We can do that, right? We know because of the blue zones. We know from what the people in the blue zones are doing that we, first of all, this is probably one of the best things you could do is to connect people with other people, right? Create a tribe so they can have some connection. But at the same time, they need to have some kind of a passion. And you're talking to me about a passion. And here's why I am. Here's why I'm trying to do it, because I want to share something. I want to help some people move along in life and have some experiences that before they decide that maybe they don't want to do it anymore, or maybe something else happens in their life. So that, and then of course, eating right and getting some sleep, and all of these things actually are the combination of having a better quality of life. And that's what I want to share with anybody who will listen.
Well, I love that. That's amazing, because I think, to me, when people lose their mobility or they stop moving, that's when they see the unintended health consequences, right? When they just sit in that chair all day or sit on the couch. What are some tips or ideas for some of our older adults who might be kind of scared to get started?
Yeah, so a place to get started is to get started, right?
Yes, I love
it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Don't wait. Just say, when you start thinking about it, if you wait, then you won't do it. But, maybe it's just moving your fingers, right? Maybe it's moving your head around in a circle. Maybe it's moving the shoulders and loosening the shoulders up. And then the next thing you know, maybe you're moving from side to side. And, perhaps what you do is open up your chest. So what I'm talking about is these little small movements that actually get the blood flowing, and then you start to feel good. So here's the thing. You never, if you've been, sedentary, and you just want to jump up and get energetic and start doing some stuff, you probably won't go back to it because you'll get so sore. But if you just do a little bit, like if you can get up and walk, and maybe that's challenging for some people, but maybe if you can have somebody just help you up out of the chair 1, 2, 3, 4 times, maybe the first time, And then maybe just moving your legs from side to side, if you can move from side to side. But for sure, you can go, you can actually bend your knee. Or maybe you can't bend your knee. Maybe you just lift it up. So here's what I'm really trying to say is that we do what we can with what we have, that we shouldn't let, things be a limitation. Maybe it's just somebody coming in and moving your joints for you, right? Moving your legs for you. All these things can help out. But the one thing is that we never want to just sit there, because the minute we sit there, we're not going to be able to get up. And so I always say to people, you have to move in order to move, right? The more you move, the more you can move. Make sense?
Yeah, well, I love where you're coming from. I think it's really important to hear that, is that, as we age, we need to keep moving and keep pushing
more
ourselves.
and more. Hey, listen, it's not like 66 years young people like me that I'm talking about. I have some 70, I have some 80s, I have some 90-year-olds who still want to move. They actually love music. And boy, when we put that music on, it takes them back. And so they begin to move differently than what they've been moving before. And so each time, whenever they show up, they get to see that movement that they used to do, or they hear the music that they like. And you'd be surprised at some of those people and what they can do and why they feel like they need to do it, because they haven't given up. It's just a matter of getting somebody to tell them that they still can, and help them believe in themselves.
Nathaniel, I'm curious. You said you just got done with a class that you offer. What kind of classes do you offer? What kind of things do you do?
Yeah, so my work is all around what I'm calling the ageless workout, right? So it is a mindset. It is a way of thinking. It's believing that if you have some issues, you can work around those issues. So we do some stretching. So I actually sometimes work with people with one-on-one stretching, but I'm talking about a class where I teach people how to move in stretching. Of course, we just talked about what we call the silver foxes, right? And then there's another program that we've created, just the daily living activities, where you maybe go out and walk for 5 minutes. Maybe you do some squats or some lunges and what have you. Or if you're sitting at a desk, or if you're sitting in a chair or something, you move your head from side to side. So we're talking about somewhere about 15 to 20 minutes of doing basic movements. And that would be something that we recommend that people do every day. But then we get into some other classes for active aging adults. We do an outdoor class with a small group, and outdoors is beautiful. Maybe some people can't do outside now because it's so cold, but we're here in Florida. So we use the outdoors, we use the water, we use all of the sunshine. The sunshine is vitamin D. And then we use the air to change the lungs and to get fresh air into the lungs. So that's another one of the programs we're doing. So we're doing some stuff on bicycles, indoor bikes. Most of our stuff is around those things that people need to do. But let me just tell you that we also look at, sort of posturing, and how people posture themselves sitting up in a chair, and, helping people move a lot better in a chair, or maybe just standing up straight. The other thing that we do is help people if they don't know if they've fallen, then we help them learn how to get up off the floor. And so then the last thing that I would say is that we also work with people in terms of balance and core.
Wow.
Then we're getting close. 10 minutes goes by so fast here. So we're excited to bring you back in the new year, but we're asking each one of our guests that we bring on, what's one action item that our audience can take away from you to start doing on their own, or with a tribe, as you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would actually suggest that we think about some mindful stuff, right? Particularly now that it's the mind, body, spirit, with all of the craziness going on, COVID and what have you. So I would think that one of the things that people could do is begin to practice their breathing, go into sort of I don't want to call it meditation, right? What I'm saying is that take some deep diaphragmatic breaths, cleaning out your lungs, and just maybe close your eyes and just think about, how you feel. Keep on working on that. Bring the air in through your nose and out through your mouth. in through your nose and out through your mouth. And after you do that, then maybe you just want to lift your arms up. So lift your arms up. And perhaps that looks like you're doing some praise, but you're actually working your shoulders. And then maybe you want to roll your head from side to side. And that would be basically something that I would say that we could start with. There's so many other things that we can do. And hopefully we get a chance to talk more deeply about, activities that people can do right where they are. They don't need a gymnasium. They don't need somebody to do it for them. Basically, it's something that they can do for themselves. And you feel so much better when you do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. This is awesome.
Well, thank you. Listen. I'm so appreciative of the fact that you guys thought enough of me to allow me to share some thoughts today and to be able to help somebody. That's the stuff that I'm actually interested in. Right? It's not enough for me to just get myself going, but if I can be of assistance to somebody, then I know that I've done my job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we thank you for joining us. Taylor, why don't we tell them a little bit about how you can learn more about us from joining our group here?
Sure. Yeah, we invite everyone to join our Facebook Mavericks of Senior Living Facebook group. We're giving away some mugs, some awesome prizes. Then at the end of the week, we're giving away a big prize. So stay tuned for that. You can learn all about that if you join our Facebook group, the Mavericks of Senior Living group. We're super excited. We're going live every day this week at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time with these amazing guests. We're giving them one word, and we're talking for 10 minutes.
And so stay tuned to that. Stay tuned to that group because we are going to have Nathaniel back on. So we do a deep dive into movement and strength. So stick with us. See you tomorrow. And Nathaniel, thank you for sharing your knowledge, your time with us.
Man. All righty. Thank
Thank
you.
you.